Roger, can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Thank you for giving us the venue to debate this with our opposition and get the word out. I don't think the margin was really all that small. I mean, it was a few thousand votes, and we are ecstatic with the work that our volunteers did to help get the word out, and we're very pleased with the media in terms of helping to spread the word. One of the really interesting things that happened, though, this last week that people just let me know about is that we got word from our people on the inside that the Tri-City, according to their own polls, was not seeing the numbers that they hoped to see. And lo and behold, this last Saturday, we found out via the media that Tri-City arranged for a special ballot box to be placed in one location and one location only on the last day of the election. And that was in Oceanside, the city that historically supports the hospital, at the hospital, a non-neutral location. Wow. Which was just fantastic. So we thought that, they've changed the rules on this election, that this time they wanted to go to a mail ballot. And now at the very end of the election, they're not interested in doing a mail ballot anymore. They want to put a ballot box in the most biased place it can possibly be. So we called up the Register of Voters, and we spoke with Deborah Seiler at the Register of Voters, who said that she was doing what she could to serve her customer, Tri-City. So I don't know what that makes the taxpayer, but apparently we are not as insulted as the customer.
Now, Gary, she didn't say that. That the hospital was her customer?
No. I have this witness by several other people that she referred to Tri-City as the customer of the Registrar of Voters.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It gets better. You got to listen to this. If you have a ballot and you wanted to drop it off at the Registrar of Voters office, then you could take your ballot in, sign it, you could present it to them. If you brought in a ballot for a family member, then there was a spot there that you had to sign attesting that your family member was sick or disabled and you were bringing it in on their behalf. Well, yesterday we had people at the poll all day long with video cameras, and we watched people come in with, in some cases, upwards of 15 ballots, signing ballots left and right. I would say on average, the average car had at least 3 ballots in it, which means that pretty much everybody has sick and disabled people. Well, so we talked to the people in the cars, Roger, and this is what they said. We signed it because the Registrar of Voters told us to sign it. We said, do you know that you perjured yourself in signing these things? They said they had no idea. So, I mean, it was just absolute fiasco out there. We believe that what we were witnessing was voter fraud in Oceanside, USA.
Aided and abetted by the registrar, you're saying?
Oh, absolutely aided and abetted by the registrar, and we have it all on tape. As a matter of fact, when we showed up in the morning, we wanted to see an empty ballot box, but they started collecting ballots before the listed time, so they couldn't even open the ballot box and show us the empty ballot box for our tape.
Wow. Let me ask you this. Are you willing to take this on? Are you going to go to the grand jury, for example, go to the Board of Supervisors, file a complaint? Are you willing to do all that?
I know if I keep pursuing this much longer, my wife is going to get highly irritated.
But no, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Gary. Your wife has absolutely no reason to criticize because she went all the way to the top when she had a problem in a government institution, and I remember that.
Oh, you do remember that? Well,
absolutely.
And I am tremendously proud of her.
Me too. I was there.
Roger, I know, and she thinks very highly of you. And let me tell you, I believe in my heart of hearts that what we witnessed yesterday was voter fraud, and that just not happened.
Well, I want you to pursue it. I want you to go to the grand jury. If you don't, I'm going to be very disappointed. If you do, I want to help you. I want to go after this. This Registrar of Voters has proven to me on a couple of different occasions that corners get cut. This is the worst example of it. We've got to get after it.
Well, we do have a lawyer that has indicated he's interested in representing us, so I will be talking with him some more. And we have notified, we have a police report from the Oceanside PD, and we also notified the FBI, and we're waiting to hear back from them.
Well, I'll tell you what, keep after it, Gary. We'll stay in touch with you. Anything we can do to help, I want to do. In the meantime, congratulations on your victory. I think this is going to force the hospital to rethink what they've been doing in subsidizing illegal alien health care. They've got, in fact, if they took Michelle Obama's at the Chicago hospital where she works, took her model where they divert from ER to community clinics with anything that isn't emergency, and particularly for, there's Sean Hannity. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. And they divert from the ER to the community clinics. They subsidize the community clinics in order to have that kind of support for those folks, but they don't do it in the emergency room where it costs so much money. So again, I think they're even Michelle Obama is on this business of not just putting in the ER anybody who has a medical complaint.
Well, I think clearly going to the ER for every little common cold is not the appropriate thing to do, and it's costing this hospital over $1 million a month in indigent health care. That's just clearly unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. And they're not going to win that until they do. Gary, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Sean Hannity, thanks for being with us, too. Sean Hannity came by and gave me a high five.
A North County physician is leveling allegations of voter fraud tonight. The charges involve the ballot proposition to fund improvements at Tri-City Medical Center in Oceanside. KOSI's John Sutterman is live in Oceanside with more on that story. John?
Thanks, Kelly. As you're about to see, this is a doctor who is not afraid of a good fight.
As North County residents drop off their Proposition A ballots in front of Tri-City's Medical Center, anesthesiologist Dr. Gonsalves watches closely. He says he does not like what he is seeing.
We believe that we are witnessing voter fraud right here in the United States of America.
The Registrar of Voters Office allowed the hospital to set up this ballot drop-off station on this, the last day to vote for or against Proposition A, the $600 million bond measure that would impose a tax on residents to renovate the aging medical facility. Gonsalves, who is against Prop A, says the drop-off station should have been set up in front of a neutral location, not in front of the hospital itself.
There's none in Carlsbad, which historically does not favor the hospital. There's no ballot box in Vista.
But Gonsalves says his suspicions increased when he says he saw voters handing over multiple ballots. He says on the back of the ballot, it says you can drop off a ballot for a relative or family member if they are ill or disabled.
90% of the people we see are showing up and signing extra ballots, and we just do not believe that that many people are disabled and ill.
An elections worker told KOSI Gonsalves' assertions were incorrect. KOSI contacted the County Registrar of Voters, Deborah Seiler, who told KOSI she feels that having this drive-up polling location is, quote, not an issue, and also said her office found no evidence of voter fraud. Gonsalves says the reason he is fighting this battle against Proposition A is that he just doesn't think North County residents should have to pay for a new hospital. A Prop A spokeswoman said the following in an interview with KOSI several weeks ago.
Tri-City Hospital has been our community hospital for nearly 50 years and has done a very good job of paying for a lot of expansions and upgrades up to now without going to the taxpayers. There simply isn't any more money left to do that any other way but this.
Did you vote for it?
Yes.
Tell me why.
It's important to have a really good hospital in the neighborhood. This is the closest hospital to my house, my age.
You don't mind having to pay a tax then?
I don't mind paying a little more.
Gonsalves, meantime, says he will not give up. He's filed a police report with Oceanside Police and has even contacted the FBI. Now, as of just a couple of minutes ago, here are the numbers. 62% voting in favor of Prop A, 38% voting against. Keep in mind, this is a bond measure that requires 66.66% approval. So far, it is losing with still about 1,500 absentee ballots to be counted. We're coming live from Oceanside. John Soderman, KOSI News.
So, John, the registrar says no fraud, but Dr. Gonsalves is sure that something is up.
Basically, that's what he's saying, because the backs of those ballots say that you can only vote for family members or turn them in on behalf of family members or relatives if they are sick or ill, and he said he saw way too many multiple ballots being turned in.
Yeah, just didn't think there were that many sick or ill people. All right, well, we will wait and see on this one.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.